Hi guys, so today's little project is quick, it's easy, it's fun, it's super old school. I was going to use it for Bust It Out, but I don't know if that's something you guys really do. I buy a lot of these flowers. I have just got these from the garage, from the Dollar Tree or those kind of things whenever I see little flowers that are pretty or they're on sale. And I remember back in the day we used to make these pens, right? And so I always make mine a little bit different, even when I make my Sculpey clay pens, and I think people liked that they look a little more finished. So today's tutorial is going to be making these kind of pens, and then you put them all together like a little bouquet. But I do them a little bit different, so it's a little bit not more difficult, but might take you a little more time. Also, I don't know where my floral tape is. Most times people use floral tape. It's really easy, especially if you're doing this with kids. They can just wrap it around, it sticks to itself, and you're good to go. But I like to use ribbon just to make it look nicer. I normally like the thinner ribbon. This is the only green ribbon I had, and it's like obviously a light green. So this is a 7/8 inch ribbon, so it's almost an inch, but I rather do like a 3/16 or a 1/4 inch ribbon so you can control it a little bit better. But we're gonna do that. I love my big pens, and I remember on my old channel people used to send me these. Thank you guys so much, because I would use these for Sculpey clay. You can wrap them in clay, you can put them in the oven, they don't burn or melt or anything like that. I guess after a while they might, but for the time being when you're making them, they don't do that. So definitely Bic round sticks. They used to sell them at Walmart. I don't know if I see them anymore, but maybe you can find them on Amazon. And then of course the old flowers. I do have a lighter here for another reason. And then I'm using hot glue just for funsies because it'll make it faster. But basically you're not going to use the cap again because it's not going to fit back on. You want to remove this tip, and you can just twist it off normally like that, or if you need to use like a jewelry plier, that helps too. Just pull that out. And I used to do this with my Sculpey videos. If you guys aren't familiar with like polymer clay covered pens, go check out videos. They're so cool. People do so many things with them nowadays. I had a review or a tutorial on my old channel probably about 10 years ago, maybe more. And before that, I've been making these since I was like 15, 16 years old. So it's been decades. Really fun way to just do this. I don't know if I have any on my channel right now, to be honest. But normally on those videos, I cover this whole thing all the way up to the tip, and I only pull out the gold part, which is basically just the ink. This time I pulled out the black, the whole plug. But normally I just get rid of that. Do whatever you like. I do like to drill into this top hole, so that's why it makes it a little bit different, a little bit harder. Most time people just wrap it, and then they add their flower on here. Like let's say this is the flower I want to use. And they'll take their cutter or wire cutter or whatever it is and cut it, and literally just add it to the side and wrap it around. But I mean, that looks like not so pretty. So I've never done mine that way. I've always gone a little extra. So we need a drill. This is a very quick tutorial because I mean, this works up really fast, but I have my drill here with a, I don't know, maybe an 1/8 inch drill bit. Obviously not a screwdriver, but the drill. And you have to be very careful, you guys. So I'm going to do this, but if you're doing this at home, very careful. I start off kind of slowly. I'm trying to just get that in there. I'm kind of leaning this on my surface so it's not just up in the air. And just push it slowly, slowly, slowly towards that center, and at some point it'll go through. I'm gonna be very careful. I'm probably being too careful because you guys are watching me, but there we go. There we go. So again, super careful, and it goes through. If you wanted to, if it was like a little off center like mine is, you can come back in and kind of finish it off. I just really drill the whole thing out. Now if you want to try to push it out with a like a skewer or something, stick it up this side and kind of push it out, you can do that. Or you can wrap it to the side like, you know, I showed you guys, but I just don't like that look. That's not my favorite look. So then I'm going to take my flower and see if I've opened it enough for that to go in. So I haven't, and you can keep drilling or not. So what I do is I also prepare my flower. So I'm going to take off most of this. I'm going to go ahead and take the stick out for now. I'm going to shorten this piece of plastic. So it depends on your flower that you get from the store, what it looks like or what's going on. I'm going to shorten that plastic. So you can also do this with scissors. You don't have to use one of these guys. Actually, mine have seen better days. And this guy, I usually just pull the whole thing off. If you want to leave this piece, go ahead. Whatever works for your flower. I'm going to put it back on here. And to be honest, I could pull this away if I wanted to. This part, put the leaves back in so they're kind of just together as one piece, and put this back on. So just arrange it however you like. Obviously this flower came this way. Maybe yours doesn't have this other piece that would pop back on here. But I'm going to fidget with this, get this back on here, because of course now the plastic is, there we go, wanting to bend on me. And then this guy, I do want this a lot shorter. Long enough to go into the pen, but it doesn't have to be super long. And then go ahead and place that back in. is holding your flower pretty much together there at that point. Super easy, guys. I already have my glue gun heated up, and I'm sure you guys have done these back in the day, and let me know how you do yours. But I've always gone a little extra step. So I'm gonna start at the top, just because, which side is the nice side? Let me see. Just because it's easy to come back later and cut this off than to have it kind of messed up. So what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of glue, and as I use my glue, I'm kind of flattening it out so it's not like a lumpy, bumpy mess. So I'm kind of lining that up towards the top because I'm gonna start swirling this, but you want to cover that whole top part, right? So as you're swirling it, it's covering. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of hot glue, kind of flatten it out, and if I need to put some on the previous ribbon, then do that. And I'm flattening with my fingers as I'm bringing it around so that you don't see that lump of glue, because you know how hot glue, if it dries, it'll dry in a lump. And I'm not always putting it in the same spot either, so it's not super easy to. So again, bring it around, try to flatten it out. And I'm just gonna go down the whole length of the pen, just adding a little. So I know this is kind of a different tutorial for my channel, but I used to make these all the time, and especially when I worked, I always had like a little bouquet in front of me and people, oh, those are so pretty. Sometimes I would make some with just leaves just to fill in the bouquet, so it just had leaves on it at the top. But obviously they're pretty when they have flowers. So I'm just gonna come down. We're gonna take care of the extra glue in a minute, like anything that comes out. Obviously you can just pop it off. So I'm putting a little glue kind of on the ribbon that was previously there, plus adding some new glue. And you could have cut down your ribbon. I like to work with it on the spool. I don't like having surprises at the end and be like, ah, I ran out, you know? So just a little by little. And once I start getting to the bottom, I start straightening it out. I don't know if you can see, I was kind of going at an angle. But now down here at the bottom, I'm just kind of making it a little bit straighter. And then just to there, okay? So to where it finishes covering. And what I'm gonna do is take my scissor and just trim that off. And here's another part that makes it more grown-up-y, is I'm gonna take my flame and just seal the very edge of the ribbon. And then we're gonna put some glue to really hold that down. Okay, we're almost done. Like literally almost done. At the very top, what I do like to do is kind of trim back some of this. You don't have to. It just looks nicer. And then again, let's take our flame, finish that off. And now we are almost there, guys. Where's my flower? And I always like to come in just to make sure and kind of see that the flower is still where I would want it to be. That's pretty good. Okay, I could make it a little bit higher. Let me divot out just a little bit more of this plastic. I really like for it to be almost flush. So I'm just opening that up a little bit more, hopefully. Okay. I really like my flower to sit in there really well. And then I'm just gonna load it up with glue on the ribbon over that whole hole, and then I bring my little flower in and push it right down in. Hopefully you can kind of see that it's pretty much flush. Okay, obviously that's gonna take a few seconds to firm up. And then I just take my pen and stick it back in. So this is kind of why I was saying, make sure your little wire, see, I'm popping it up, is going to accommodate the pen and the little guy. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to trim this down. I should have checked it first, sorry guys, I forgot. I do leave this long enough to stick in there, but not too long, because when we put the pen back in, we don't want it to not take, right? So I'm just gonna put a little more glue on this and I shove it back in here. I haven't made these in so long. It's fun because they're quick and they're easy, and I'm telling you, when you go to the Dollar Tree or wherever you might see some of these flowers and they have something cute like that that's like, it looks pretty, right, all together, or like these guys, little pansies. I might do a few pansies, put them all together, and once you have several of them, at the end of the video, I will have some pictures of these in like a vase. They look super cute, and I just like the updated look of them being wrapped in ribbon. They're gonna last longer. I know after a while, those plastic, if you did the, what's this stuff called? The floral tape. They look cute because it's dark green and it's floral tape, so it kind of reminds you of this kind of thing anyway. After a while, it starts falling down because it's just getting old and brittle and all that. So This is much cuter, and obviously I was going to write on something because obviously these actually work. So, oh, well, my pens need to start because they're... Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, this is why I was using the Cricut Joy to write in a card for me, because look at that handwriting. Oh my gosh. I'm sure you guys that ordered from Store from me will notice that. I always write thank you and I sign it, the receipt, and it's always like, rest assured it says thank you or thanks for your order, and then it has my signature. But that happened when I was counseling or doing my rehabilitation counseling work, because oh my gosh, I'm taking notes as the person's telling you, you know, whatever's going on in their life, and good stuff. But thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully that was fun and easy and quick and something that you guys will be interested in trying out and doing. And I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.